Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Lalit Rao and I thank you for watching this video about philosophy. Today I'm going to read you the story of philosophy from olden times until 20th century. Philosophy has been defined as love of wisdom. It is a branch of learning which includes aesthetics, ethics, epistemology, logic, metaphysics, and politics. In the beginning, philosophy included all intellectual endeavors, but over a period of time, traditional branches of philosophy have got their own status as separate fields of study. Philosophy is concerned with fundamental problems known to human minds. These problems include nature of mind and matter, perception, self, free will, causation, time and space. It also included the existence of moral judgments which cannot be found using a specific method. Contemporary philosophers are persuaded to consider philosophy as an investigation of the fundamental assumptions that govern our ways of understanding and acting in the world. Vedic system, which flourished around 2500 BC, is considered as the oldest philosophical system. However, like many other Eastern systems, it relied more on a mystical structure. It was in Greece that the first scientific philosophical system originated in 6th century BC. It was in the form of Milesian school, whose important representatives included leading pre-Socratic philosophers such as Thales, Anaximander, Anaximenes. Early pre-Socratic philosophers such as Pythagoras, Xenophon, Parmenides, Zeno of Elea, Empedocles, Anaxagoras, Democritus were all theorists. It was during this time that atomism, developed by Democritus, made its appearance. The foundation of ethics was laid in 5th century BC by Socrates. The system of universal ideas was advanced by his disciple Plato. Logic was developed by Plato's disciple Aristotle. Later movements of thought included Epicureanism by Epicure, Stoicism by Zeno of Elea, and Skepticism by Pyrrho. Then came the eclectics, who selected whatever that appealed to them from various sources such as Cicero and Seneca. A mystical element to Plato's system was added by the new Platonists such as Philo, Plotinus, and Julian the Apostate. The closure of Athenian schools of philosophy by Justinian in 529 AD marked the end of ancient philosophy. Many of its teachers were compelled to move to the east. In later years, Greek thought re-emerged in Jewish and Muslim philosophers such as Maimonides, Avicenna, and Averroes. Boethius communicated the work of Aristotle to the West. The process of reconciliation of Christian belief with ancient philosophy began in 9th century with religious philosophers such as John Scotus, Erigena, Saint Anselm, Peter Abelard, Albertus Magnus, Thomas Aquinas, John Duns Scotus, and William of Ockham. In 17th century, famous French mathematician René Descartes, who is considered as the father of the modern philosophy, marked the beginning of a new phase in philosophy with rationalist determination to doubt and faith in mathematical proof. Descartes was aided in his pursuit of reason by other philosophers, namely Baruch Spinoza, Gottfried Leibniz, and Thomas Hobbes. 18th century saw the emergence of an empiricist school whose representative English philosophers John Locke, George Berkeley, and David Hume resorted to physics in order to indicate what can be known and how can it be known. In the early 19th century, major philosophical developments took place in Europe, notably in Germany and France. In Germany, agents of German idealism, Johann Fichte, Friedrich Schelling, and Georg Hegel denied Immanuel Kant's limitation of human knowledge. In England, philosophers such as Herbert Spencer and John Stuart Mill were influenced by positivism, which was developed in France by philosopher and social theorist Auguste Comte. Among other leading moments of the 19th century philosophy, one could include pessimistic atheism of German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer and dialectical materialism by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. It was precisely at the same time that America was getting influenced by the pragmatism of William James and John Dewey. There were also new Hegelians such as Francis Bradley and Josiah Royce who adhered to absolute idealism. The existentialism of 20th century was influenced by two important philosophers, German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche and Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard. Among leading philosophical movements of 20th century, one can talk about logical positivism of Vienna Circle, whose members Rudolf Carnap, Karl Popper, and Alfred Jules Ayer ridiculed metaphysics. In France, on the one hand, Jacques Maritain worked on neo-Thomism and reinforced the interest in the medieval philosophy of Thomas Aquinas. On the other hand, Henri Bergson propounded his ideas of creative evolution. In 20th century, existentialism was represented by Martin Heidegger, Karl Jaspers, and Jean-Paul Sartre, whereas Husserl's phenomenology influenced Gilbert Ryle. Realism was embodied by Bertrand Russell, Charlie Broad, George Moore, and Ludwig Wittgenstein. Finally, a great deal of attention has been given by 20th century philosophers to the nature and limits of language, especially in relation to the manner in which language is used to devise philosophical problem. So that was the story of philosophy from olden times until 20th century. Thank you very much.